And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Welcome back everybody. After our short break last week, we are here again with nice on the action, and with casting is Kingsman for the first one, and then it is Solar for the second one. But for now, welcome Kingsman.
Oh, alternating shifts again. Yeah, we've got Solar obviously racing in Challenger, and obviously myself racing in Elite. So I'm here to help do that as everyone starts to stream out of the pits if my game doesn't decide to die whilst that happens. But yes, obviously we've had the Easter break now. Everyone's had a bit of a break off the game for those who've consistently been playing it. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see who has been continuously playing and who's taken a bit of a break. And let's say it might be a bit obvious.
Okay. I'm curious. We have some newcomers here that I at least don't remember, but I have Goldfish Brain regardless, so this might be a me issue. With Kurabold and Steel Sneeze, I think the two names jumping into my eye immediately.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 17 drivers turning up here. I've heard of one being not able to attend, and the other being too asleep to attend. And wait, what happened to the last one then?
I think Ninja couldn't.
Yeah,
DJ's
Ninja couldn't.
not home.
Okay. Yeah.
And Gear Shift was tentative anyway, so
okay.
yeah, that's one of those. Obviously, we do have some reserve drivers. I think Steel Sneeze is regardless a reserve driver. So is, I can't remember. I think there's another one on the grid.
Most likely, because he's a newcomer
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, but what are your thoughts? Is it still gonna be Fanta dominance?
I'll be surprised if not. But considering Fanta, for what I was told earlier, Fanta wasn't even racing until about 20 minutes ago. I was expecting a very close race, let's give it the least. I don't think Fanta will be too dominant though. I think I've already given my prediction to Doom. I think there'll be a lot of safety cars this race. Obviously, very close all the walls on this track, so especially for, let's say, the less experienced drivers that could find themselves in the wall a lot. As speaking of people on their first lap, not people in the wall, Ocean so far, big nemesis of mine last season, for those of you who know.
Yeah.
For let's say not all the right reasons, but we love him anyway. But yeah, no, he's one of the people that I know has been continued to play the game over. So I'm expecting, I reckon, a top 4 finish from him in this qualifying session. So yeah, but so far a very solid lap from him.
Oh, and I was about to say Nitro's probably a good shout as well. But Nitro
Flavio
has crashed out, and yeah, Flavio has crashed into him. That is unfortunate, I think. There's a Haas running up to the crash side as well. Red Bull is stationary somewhere there as well. What is going on here? That's...
Oh dear.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Nitro as well, someone who's normally competing near the front of the grid. It's not great for him as well, because he's now, no matter what, he is starting last unless there is a DSQ in this pitch, and all his competitors like Ocean, Martin, Brandro, and Phantominum, all obviously still to get laps in. They'll all start at the front, and he'll have to navigate his way through the track, where I'd say Jeddah isn't exactly the easiest place to overtake. Obviously, very tight track. So he's not, unless he's doing a last to first challenge we don't know about, but from Flavio not having a front wing, it doesn't look like it.
I'm having the Challenger Tier General chat open on my second screen. and apparently somebody reversed onto the racing line.
Ooh.
And I can only assume it was Flavio then, because he got a penalty for crashing there. Not sure if he like crashed into him. The other car ahead was Tutor, I think. But I'm sure there's gonna be a little bit of a report incoming. Regardless.
I thought Flavio had his front wing broken, so surely.
Yeah, I mean he definitely crashed into
the dead Nitro. I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was already dead at that point.
Yeah, I think so. But that's unfortunate. Again, it's something for probably reports after, but I don't think anything will penalise the amount of pain that Nitro will feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, starting at the back, I don't think a 10-second, 15-second penalty suffices. But
I think
again,
for qualifying, there's like qualifying specific things like quali bans, which is probably going to be applied here with like heavy blocking and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, this might be my experience from racing the Stanny Cup. I don't know if like any of you guys remember Stanny. Was probably the most prominent permaban from Formula Sundays. And he's gathered up like a bunch of dudes from back then, and quite a bunch of them are permabanned as well, and made like a racing league without many rules, where it's like actually quite advantageous to start from behind because you're not surviving turn 1 otherwise. Not saying Challenger tiers are that bad, but turn 1 is very tight, and you said it before, you expect safety cars, there could be crashes, so yeah, this could ultimately turn out to be a benefit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did expect crashes, but I didn't expect a crash even before the races started. That's a shame, but yeah, one thing I've noticed as well, after the first round or half of the first round of the laps, Fanta isn't sat on pole. He's sat still 2/10 behind the Alfa Romeo driver of Cura. So that's what I've been saying to him. That's what I've been saying to him all day, honestly. But yeah, as we see now, the one driver on the lap is going to be Glenn. Obviously, he's also a driver that could be up there in your top 5 or 6. I think new to the league this season. I think he's really proven himself as a contender for potential podium spots.
Yeah, Kurabolt here, good showing as well there with an immediately fast lap. Want to address a couple of things in the chat real quick. I think in the Twitch TOS is actually that if you multi-stream, you cannot interact with other websites' chats. So we're going to be exclusively looking at Twitch chat here. If you're on YouTube, you can come over and we'll chat here. And also, I don't have space to open more chats here. And also, Lauda, I see you. I've been spammed by Mofa the entire day. There's probably gonna be a poll about not respecting the time change to CST and delaying for an hour. Because, well, trio of, I think, Mofa, Lauda, and Amq are, I think, coming from some Middle Eastern area. I'm not entirely sure. So
Shooter's dead.
They don't have like a time swap.
Oh, it's so Sean. Oh my god.
I can't do it anymore. Tutor dead, yeah.
I think Tutor's hit the wall and Sean has then hit into. Oh my god. This is just qualifying. Is this Tutor bringing it in? You're not supposed to do enough
yet, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, come on, at least survive qualifying. But yeah, no, that's because to be fair to Shooter, he has set a competitive lap time, but Sean hasn't either. Him and Nitro just both sat there, and I think there's a Ferrari round as well. Oh my god, can't keep track of.
Honestly, this is a thing I want to call out in general. I think people just don't respect their lives enough because this is a game. Like,
true.
People will continue to go full speed into yellow sections because there's no drawback. They are not willing to abandon their quali laps and go next. Like, I can tell you already, I think like 2/3 of the DNFs caused by crashing into standing cars would have been avoided in like the entire lifespan of Formula Sundays. People just slowed down and respected the yellow flags.
Yeah, I don't know if you probably do remember, but Kurtzer Marceljan at Jeddah, where I think it was Kurtzer was on his final lap, no time left. It was in one of the Fabio meme reviews. That's how I remember it. And yeah, Kurtzer goes directly into the back. He has plenty of time to slow down, but obviously it's final lap. He thinks Marcel will move out the way. And,
oh yeah, to be fair though, like there Marceljan was moving, like he was driving slowly on his in lap. He was just sleeping, no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Like
yeah,
there,
saying,
you would
like,
absolutely expect him to move out of the way because he was obviously capable of doing so. Well, physically.
True. Yeah, he was capable in getting on the throttle and going to the runoff area, but he didn't anyways. We've got obviously now a few more people on laps. I know myself, I'm going to be watching Steel Sneeze to see. Well, he's about sat in P6 at the minute, a 10th off Den and 2/10 off Ocean. I'd say for your first appearance, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sitting around mid-table, just ahead of Deddy as well, who was up there last season. I think he was near the top. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. I don't know how that's not invalid, but yeah, no, it looks to have taken the first sector very nicely. He's going to be 2/10 up, very good first sector for him then. If he continues on that improvement, it will put him above Ocean in P4, but obviously lots of time for him. He will still want to gain. I didn't actually get a look at his first lap, so I don't know where the times he can gain time is, but he's taken that very nice. I know that can be an awkward corner. You hit the wall and yeah, you could be out pretty much, but very nicely going through this lap to the famous Lance Stroll wall. He's still 4/10 up. So yeah, he's set for a very good lap time.
Yeah, I've been on board with Fante before, who has improved by 1.5 tenths, but is still just a little bit less than 200ths down against Kurabolt. But Steel Sneeze could improve by quite a sizable margin here as well. Well, he just goes into the pits.
Huh?
I am not entirely sure why that was.
I must have missed something when I switched. Surely I've missed something when I've switched off.
I don't know. I think that would have been a PB, but well, what do we know?
He was 4/10 up. He would have gone above Tutor into third place and was potentially looking towards. I'm very confused about that. Was it running out of fuel? Was it? I don't know. But surely even with low fuel mode, you have enough to make it around the circuit again. But Astral moving up ahead of Martin into P8, now just behind Deddy. Also something that surprised me yet, Randro and Flavio, two people who were basically near the front, I think second and third in China, 15th and 12th. Obviously Randro not yet set a competitive lap time. That could be coming now. I think with 5 minutes left in the session, surely this has to be a lap, and as I think we're just seeing it's one of the Ferraris going into the pits to see what Randro can produce here, and it's a good one.
Yeah. Usually one of them near the top, I guess. Definitely set a benchmark here to beat. Well, who are we still expecting stuff from? I think Martin I'd expect to go a bit higher.
Flavio maybe.
Oh yeah, Flavio, I guess, like, he shouldn't be that far off the pace at least. Let's phrase it like that.
Yeah, no, agreed. No, I say potentially Fanta. I know Fanta can do better for a fact, and so can Ocean. I've seen Ocean in the mid-27s, so is there a lap to come from Ocean? Who knows? I've just watched Flavio cut the chicane, but yeah, no, what a lap from Randro. I think that's going to be mid-elite pace. I know I was struggling to get 27.3s, so very good from him, and he does have the race awareness to avoid the Mercedes of Den, who's on a lap, who I'm now going to jump on board with, someone who I think can certainly go ahead of Tutor as he's finished his second sector and he's down by a 10th, so I don't think any improvement on this run, but does he have enough time left? Maybe if he pits now, he can get another lap in, but who knows?
It's about 3 minutes, so it is for sure possible if he goes in now. I think is what he should do as well. But at the same time, improvement upwards could still happen here. Maybe he did improve in this last sector, and yeah, there it is. 2/10 is all he needed to gain 2 positions. And I think everybody else is a little bit too far out regardless. So decent improvement in the end there by Den, even though the middle sector not great. On board with Daddy right now, who started his next hot lap.
Yeah, his teammate's gone up to second, a 10th behind Randro, so it's possible for people to be up there challenging with Randro. But the thing is, can anyone snatch pole position off him? I hope so. I want to see a real fight to the line for pole position.
Yeah, Fanta is going to have another attempt. Kurabolt is only going to be whipping out his second attempt at all. He did not set another lap after the first one, but has apparently now realized that there is still time to gain. Let's see what Daddy can cook here. There was a slight wall touch. We'll see the delta after sector 2 in a second.
Yeah, Kurabolt's 2/10 down as well.
Daddy 3/10 up. This could potentially still be huge. He could, well, with a minor improvement, go all the way up to P5. Oh well, now P6, as Flavio has finally set a competitive lap time.
Yeah, all the drivers near the bottom of the grid that I was saying were going to be competitive setting times. As we see Daddy come to the line, he's going to be looking ahead of Den, I think, and he's just behind Den, 500ths off of beating him. I don't know, I think Daddy's going to be too fussed about that, but obviously all the other cars on lap, yeah, Kurabolt has abandoned his first flying lap, and obviously Flavio has done that quick lap as we mentioned. But I think Fanta coming round to the line, I think you said at the start, you said it was going to be favourite for pole or some dominance in some regard. So do you think he has enough to take pole, or?
Not entirely sure. I think Fanta, like with a good lap, he can definitely get it, but if you are correct in the assumption that he did not really grind that much, well, it might be hard for him. Martin here is a final attempt, but he is down on his time still, even though he drove a personal best middle sector by 5,000. Let's see if he salvaged it in the very last sector here. Was a decent looking last turn, and oh my god, he must have had a major mistake there. That's right, in the pack of Den, Daddy, Tutu there. All of them within a 10th here. And P7 for now.
Yeah, Fanta's run into the back of McLaren, who I think was giving him a very nice tow. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was has abandoned their lap. I think it might have been Astral in the number 13. It was getting out the way so he can let Fanta push on. He did get a purple sector 1, and saying that he's minimally up on his time. He's not going to gain 5/10 in the second half. I think the best he can look for is ahead of Kurabold on that second row as Flavio pits now. But yeah, Fanta, who in my eyes going into this was one of the favourites for pole, not even going to be on the front row here as he straight lines it. And yeah, no, it's considerable improvement of 2/10, but only the second row for him. And as I go down, I don't think Martin, no improvement. Sneeze is up by a 10th, but his lap is invalid, and I don't know about Solar, who's down a second, so that looks to be qualifying complete.
Kurabolt saying in the Discord that he invalidated 4/10 up, which is pain, of course. Could have really challenged for pole here, but it seems like it is Randro in prime position here, and honestly, it seems like we got some very nice competition in Challenger these days. Even Ocean, who you praised as one of the potential front row or top 4 finishes, only managing to cook up a P10 here. And, well, of course, Nitro being denied the pleasure of qualifying at all.
Yeah. I wanted to see what Nitro could have done. I don't think he would have been near the top 6. but I think he could have challenged ahead. But I'm surprised Ocean couldn't put in a better lap, as you obviously mentioned. I know last season he would have been around that top 4, but it just shows the level of competition we've got this season compared to last season. So, yeah, it'll be very good going into it. I think Glenn, one that went under the radar as P2 on the front row. Very good lap time from him, just below a 27.5. So, yeah, we're going to look going forward into the race, see what pace Nitro and Sean can produce, as obviously both of them denied a lap at all. And, well, Tutor also starting very far back. So it'll be interesting to see how those, let's say, quicker drivers maneuver through the pack.
We may see that. Yeah, Seagull saying this is about 1.2, well, up to 1.5 seconds potentially down of elite pace.
Seagull pace, he means.
Yeah. I mean, the pace is ultimately who is in P1, right? Everybody
True.
else is off the pace, and I think like qualifying wise, might be rapid territory. But yeah, Seagull saying he predicts a Den podium. Might well happen. Flavio, of course, is going to get his 5th place grid penalty as well, so that's one position already. But yeah, Randro and Glenn on the front row, 2 newcomers who have been around last race at least, though. And then Fanta, well, the old threat, I guess, for the win here. Flavio, after being disqualified last race for track resetting, let's hope he didn't forgo and does it again here, is gonna start in P9, I guess. And it's gonna be a very well mixed up grid, I think. We have a couple of strong drivers further down as well. Yeah, I'm curious how this will go.
I'm just excited for turn 1, to be honest. I think we should skip the formation lap and just get into turn 1. Because, but yeah, no, it's going to be a good race, I think. If we can keep it clean turn 1, it would be a miracle. But I think we could be on for a brilliant race in our hands. Turn 1 and turn 4, if we get through those with no contact at all, let's just say a miracle has been performed by someone in this grid. I think there'll be some sort of contact, VSC, safety car. I think we'll have at least one DNF going into it. I don't know. I don't want to predict who it's going to be because I don't want to prey on someone's downfall. But
nah, I'm trusting my boys. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be going through this incident free, surely.
Well,
and
as a man who's watched Seagull and Jimsky collide through turn 1, three laps to go in, I have hope for Challenger, but it'd be interesting to see if they do that in Elite. I assume not, as they start the formation lap. Oh well, very delayed on my screen, but let's see. Obviously, all the tires. Obviously, soft, medium, as expected. Randro, Fanta, Deddy, Tutor, Flavio, Astral, Mikey.
Very wild mix here between softs and mediums. I assume soft medium is going to be the strat. Just the order is going to be different for all the individual cars. Might have been a smart move to start on the softs, but honestly, either way, you can probably pit for hards if there is an early safety car and make it to the end.
No, I don't know. It's going to be tough at come the end of the stint if they do. Degradation, from what I've experienced, if you're pushing flat out, which a lot of these drivers will be, softs are falling off the cliff by about lap 6, mediums then about 8 or 9, and hards potentially looking at 10, 11. So I don't think we'll be seeing any heroics of safety car pits, apart from my boy Deddy. We all know Deddy loves a good lap 2 pit to hards. So
I'm quite certain he doesn't enjoy it usually, but he has for sure shown it a bunch of times.
He loves it.
Oh.
He just doesn't know it.
But oh well, predicting pile-ups before turn 3.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think it's gonna go fine, but Seagull is saying so. You
have too much faith, Doom. That's what I'm seeing. You have too much faith in the in the cleanliness of what this Challenger
No,
race could produce.
I trust these guys. Like, I trust these guys to try at least. I am not trusting the ability quite so much, but I trust them that they try.
They might try, but
There has
I mean,
not been a
I think everyone
disqualification
tries.
in the formation lab yet, which is a good sign.
Wait till they try to start parking. That's
Yeah, okay, yeah,
that's when you see all the all the disqualifications
okay, yeah, but
on
that's
on the screen.
that's alright. They are allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's even I mess up the park. We've even seen Seagull and Jimsky and Rapid mess up the parking from time to time. Even if the best in the league can do it, then
I don't think they did.
Uh,
These guys, nah.
yes,
Surely not. I'll
yes,
be
I'm
convinced if...
one time in their life. I'm sure one time in their
Okay, yeah,
career playing
fair.
Formula One, they have made that mistake. So everyone has a chance to make that mistake, but as of yet, I
Yeah.
don't think we have anything.
Watch them park correctly, everyone here. No, Flavio! Dude. SMH my head.
Only 2 Astons and an
Yeah.
Alpha. I mean, to be fair, 3 out of 17. That's a better percentage than I expected. Oh, and Shooter.
I hope... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Alright then,
But I've got
seems like
practice.
lights out. And we're going away. Soft tire might be genius move here for the start here. I really think Fanta hopes to just slip through in turn 1 here. Goes up the outside and has the inside full turn 2. Could go for the move here. Glenn still
there we go.
sitting in P2 and there is the
There
pile
we
up further
go.
back. Fanta is through but will have to give back the position here. Causes a couple of cars to run very, very wide there and loses one in the end of it. Kurabold there running wide himself. This is probably gonna be corner cut heaven for these guys, so I expect a bunch of time penalties coming through as well. Tutor looked like he was gonna make a move there briefly. Let's assess the damage. It is Daddy very far back, looking like he's gonna make one of his beloved lap 2 hearts pits. Monsieur Genier and Mikey, I think, lost... Oh no, Mikey was probably... Where was Mikey?
I think he was about 13th, somewhere around there. If I can work my way around the position change. Yeah, he started P13. Obviously, big loser from this. Daddy dropped 10, started in P7. Big winner from all this though, Nitro, who sat on the verge of, or is it in the points in P10? Obviously started from the back of the grid. And yeah, Astral as well, and Sean, who go up respectively 3 and 4 places. But apart from that, not a lot of movement compared to what I've expected. And you know what? Hats off to Challenger Tier. They've kept it relatively clean.
Yeah, we didn't see the crash, so who knows what happened. Maybe they just decided to, like, park and have a friendly chat. Real quick.
I can tell you they did not. I think a Ferrari hit into the side of Daddy, who's actually continuing here. There's 4 pit stops.
He doesn't have any damage.
Oh, really?
Or at least not visible damage.
He was the one sideways, so that's the person I expected with damage, but I think Sean Solar, Mr. Genier, and Mikey obviously hitting into the side of him. Oh, no, Nitro.
It's not really coming to an end for him, huh? As... Oh my god, there is contact between Tutor and Flavio.
Oh,
And...
both still on the road, though.
Yeah. Tutor lost it a tiny bit, but caught it again and stayed ahead even. Astra looked very close to these guys as well, briefly. Next lap we're gonna have DRS as well. Hard tires on every one of the early pitters except Sean, who opted for another set of softs.
Yeah, just go for a 2-stop again, I guess. Because let's be honest, there's no Sean masterclass of softs to the end, I'm afraid. I think there's more chance of him getting a puncture. But yeah, no more movement really off the VSC restart. Obviously, Nitro will be having to serve that drive-through penalty, so that will lead his teammate into the points as fast as lap is handed around, and it's going to be, I think, Astral in the end who hangs on to it. Not very long, but yeah, there goes Nitro to serve his VSC, and as you mentioned,
Oh, and
DRS
there is another
April.
crash. Mikey comes out, another VSC. And yeah, that is probably the most common. Oh, and I think safety car's even coming out. It's not gonna be virtual for long. Why is it saying VSC? I see the safety car dot on the map.
Wait, do you?
Yeah, there's a yellow
Oh
dot.
yeah, oh yeah. It still says VSC.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay. Yeah,
Imagine if Nitro thought it was a VSC and gone into the back of a safety car. That'd be very unsafety car-like.
yeah, but Fabian is not driving anymore. Nobody is crashing into
true.
the safety car. It's his thing. We wouldn't want to steal it.
That is true. We wouldn't want to steal Fabian's. I don't want to call it glory, because I don't think he'll look back on that
I
moment
don't
and say,
think it's
"Yes,
very
I
glorious
crashed
night."
into the back of the safety car. It was me." But yeah, no. But interesting pit stop from Sean. He goes on to the mediums. I think hards from here could make it to the end. It'd be a gamble though, and I think it's only viable really for the soft runners. The mediums, I think, medium soft will still have more pace in the second half of the stint than going on to the hards now. It'll be interesting to see if anyone gambles. I don't think Randro will. Obviously, he'll want to maintain track position, but don't be surprised. I think Astral. I have a good feeling Astral and Deddy will go on to the hards here. Oh,
Yeah, they might. I mean, if you're far back, you can just like take a gamble here. Stealed sneeze. Oh no, that's Fanta actually. I'm on the wrong Ferrari. Fanta is actually coming in. Oh, he's getting mediums fitted though. I think he's banking on another safety car. He will lose a lot of positions here. Gonna go all the way down to 9th. But yeah. See a Mikey message in the Discord, and from the content of it, does not entirely see. Oh wait, no, the Haas was sideways on 2. Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, Deddy was just showing off.
That was only for turn 1 though. That was not about the DNF.
Deddy was showing off his fine Haas livery that he's got. But yeah, mediums could have been a shout as well. Obviously, the safety car will probably go till lap 6. So just 12 laps on the mediums, but it really leaves those on the mediums still in an awkward position because they have to stay out on the older tyres and they'll be vulnerable to Randro and Fanta off the restart. Obviously, I don't know why Tutor's stayed out really. I'd expected either all of the soft runners in or none of them because I think Randro really dictates who comes in and what the strategy looks like. But yeah, no, interesting call from Tutor to stay out. Maybe he's hoping that he can gap enough on the restart and get past all of those medium runners.
Yeah, I think he does not, like, he still knows that he's gonna have to make another stop, and most of the others will, well, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know neither, man. It could go either way. I'm honestly not quite understanding. Well, I'm understanding the Randro, Fanta, Flavio stops because they were on the softs. But I think like it's just as much of a good option to just wait a little longer, so you can actually comfortably finish your race on inbound.
I think it's a gamble that there's another safety car as well.
Yeah, which might happen.
Tutor
Tutor is coming in now. I don't know. It's gonna have the advantage there by 1 lap on the tires.
Oh, what?
Ocean retired.
He binned it on the straight. What?
I think Ericsson hit him. Not by.
Wait, who? Him?
Ericsson. No.
Oh. Huh. I was like genuinely confused for a second. I was like looking up the grid. I was like, what? Maybe he has gone into the back of someone and lost it.
Nah, surely not, right? Oh, controller disconnected. Oh, yikes.
Have it on a wire, man. Come on. You ain't relying on your batteries,
bro.
surely.
No. Like, you could actually, I mean, this might be a me issue, but my wire is the most wobbly stuff ever, and if I move my controller too much... So I was, like, playing in the other F1 league on F1 2020, and, like, my settings were, like, years old, and the forced feedback was so strong that the controller rumble made the cable, like, disconnect and connect whenever I drove across the curb.
Oh no.
So yeah, I don't know. Oh man, Ocean just like got a whole bunch of pain. No, actually he didn't get pain in qualifying, but I guess he got pain now. The AlphaTauri's just cursed around here apparently. And well, Mikey, like I can comfort you in a way that I've binned my car there when I was driving this league as well, in the Stroll corner. And there is good evidence of it in the meme reviews, so yeah, it happens. This chicane is honestly a chicane where a lot of incidents happen.
Yeah, it is. It's. I assume it was this one that everyone's just going past that he crashed at now.
Yeah.
As I call it, the Lance Stroll wall. And I would have made the joke if I realised where it was, saying, "Mikey, can you bring the car home?" But
well.
I didn't realise that's where it was. So shame, there's an opportunity missed.
Oh well, it'll restart coming up. Crowbold slowing down the field quite a lot. There have been some slowing down controversies in the past races here.
Tiencha.
No, that was Mexico.
Oh,
no?
you mean like here? Yeah, it was like Ed last season.
I think someone like, checked.
Yeah.
I think it was Yeast or something. Wait, Ed or Yeast, I think. But Crowbold is going. Oh, everybody in like little positions further down decided it was go time already. There was the one rear, and I wonder how they did get through this without a penalty. And honestly, Crowbold there goes restart. At the latest point, really. There are overtakes. Den versus Steel Sneeze here. Oh my god, almost losing it. Randro is just driving around the two of them. Oh no, actually only past Den, but a very nice opportune move for Randro. As he creates a little bit of a gap between him and Fanta, who is probably his biggest rival on track right now. Immediately.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's good as well for Randro to clear as many of these cars as quickly as he can and leave Fanta in the traffic. Ooh. So when they both emerge, and oh no, there's a big crash. Oh my!
Is dead.
Astral's gone. Den's just smacked into the wall. Fanta's got no front wing.
Daddy has got no front wing, and I feel like he may have started this entire chain. Honestly, I am not entirely sure. I think the carcass has already despawned.
That is...
Ooh, Glenn into P1 here. There's a very nice exit out of the Stroll chicane. And he's taking the lead and keeping it for now. Of course, the straight very long there. Martin is lurking behind these two as well, in case they do anything stupid. Oh my god!
Oh, dearie me.
Oh my. He was heading for the wall there, but now he's heading for P1 instead. Very interesting movement, but yeah, successfully baiting out the defensive move. Oh, Martin really wants to stick his nose in there, but doesn't.
Don't, Martin!
Yeah, he's patient.
Choose life. Oh, that's a... I've missed that as well. That's the second big pile-up that Deddy's been involved in, but that's all those that pitted earlier facing the consequences of having to go through the midfield. Nitro, Deddy.
Fanta as well got hit by it. That is still
He was right at the back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I said I trust these boys, but honestly, these lads can't be trusted.
I'm just disappointed that's not a safety car, personally. I think it's bigger than the one that did cause a safety car.
I'm not sure.
6 front wings on the track, like a car that's off. But again, there's nothing we can do about that but blame the game physics.
To be honest, like I'm not sure like what it is with the disconnects. Like if you leave the lobby, I think your car just despawns.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't think it left the lobby though.
Yeah, I'm not sure neither, so I'm confused why it despawned so quickly. Martin around the outside is a good move. A little bit of wheel banging, now he's in prime position to go for the lead here maybe. And slipstream against Kurobold here. DRS enabled, but not for this straight yet. Does he make the move up to the inside? He does not yet, and everybody else is chilling behind, not in range to go for moves, neither. It's close between these guys, but they're gonna stay as they are for now.
Yeah, and all that crashing's gonna leave Randro and Flavio with basically a 1-2 to themselves, because Fanta is literally in sector 2 at the minute,
Oh.
and oh my god, Martin's in the wall.
Oh,
My favorite
no,
wally boy,
Martin.
my favorite wall boy has found a wall. He's at home, but that's a shame. He was really up there contending with the top guys, but luckily no one else ran into him. And as I was saying, the damage, look at Fanta, he's almost like a sector down on that. And yeah,
And
he's
he
spun it and hit the wall, I think. And
yeah,
the
he's
famous
not moving.
Lance Stroll. Yeah, I think in the famous Lance Stroll corner. So I'll say the joke, Fanta, can you bring the car home?
I don't
had to
think
be
he
said.
can. He has been abducted by the aliens. Well, I mean, good for us. We don't see a safety car. Sad for Fanta, of course. It does look like rather unfanta. Oh my god, here. The moves for P1 to 3 are like all
Wacky
over
races.
the place there briefly. And I think now we have Flavio and Randro joining in as well soon. Fanta has left the session. This could be a 3 wide, but still Sneeze there covering off the Haas and still sending it very late. A little bit of a brute force move there, and now the Haas wants a taste of that as well. So close here. It's been pushed out and into... Yeah, this could have only... Like, okay, guys, please.
One of you back out. I beg.
No, like, it's just...
No safety car either for that? Come on.
Sure there should be a
Kurabold,
safety
who
car.
I was favouring for a good position here, has just been left in the mud. But yeah, again, it's just one of you needs to have the, or at least the way I see it, one of them needs to be thinking, right, think about this, we're not making it through as a duo through the entire S section. And yeah, they're both out, and it leaves Glenn as... Well, I don't want to say the last man standing from that pack, but he is.
It kind of is, yeah.
He's won the battle royale,
Yeah.
really.
Dude, this is like, do you know the oh god, Steal or Share or whatever this show was called, where you had like 2 people and they had to convince each other to like either share the money, and if both of them went share, they shared it.
Split or steal.
Split or steal, yeah. This is kind of like this. Like, both of them are relying on the other to back out and survive this. But, like, if none of them do, they just both die, and it's just bad all around. And, like, I don't know, man. I don't get why they just always rely on... Well, I'm sure the other one is getting out of the way.
Yeah, you got to be the one to take the move. But in positive news, Deddy's in the points. Please don't get overtaken as soon as I said that, Deddy. Thank you. No, he hasn't. For the man who's had his front wing replaced, I think, twice now, he's making moves. Speaking of making moves, Tutor has made a move. He is 20 seconds back from Solar, who's pitted, and I must say, someone who's going to be living a very lonely race.
Going to go past. I don't think Tutor's that lonely right now. He's having good company.
Sean's just in no man's land.
Oh my god, Tutor, no. Okay, I was wondering if Tutor was gonna send like a counter move into turn 1 there, but that would have not been nice. Oh well, what is going on up here? Flavio is now attacking Glenn, and Randro's gonna get a little bit of a gap here. Already out of the DRS.
Oh no.
Oh, and Dan retired. I was about to say, like you were saying, oh please don't overtake Daddy, yeah, but at this rate we're expecting about 5 more DNFs. So,
points for everyone!
Yeah, unless you don't cover 90% of the leaders' race distance.
Which is 16 laps, I assume. So, 1.8 times...
up, but I'm not sure.
17 maybe. Because what, 1.8 times 9... 16.2, so... they might still do it 17 as... Yeah, oh my god. I thought Flavio's just going to go into the side of Glenn there. But Glenn doing a massive defensive work for Randro. I don't know, it's probably not intentional either, but
no,
yeah,
I mean, they're fighting
Flavio.
for positions here. Yes, they are on 3 laps younger tires, but I don't think these mediums make it to the end neither. So, like, whatever happens, I think all of these are just hoping for the safety car. And they will likely all get a soft stint in the end again.
Glenn especially, who hasn't pitted yet, and he's the only one on the field remaining who hasn't. Most not opting for the 2-stop, but being forced to a 2-stop. So yeah, I think Randro could make it to the end with very good tyre management. Same with Flavio. I think Sean's got enough of a gap where he can hold on to this P4, because Martin's softs will be gone by, I reckon, about lap 14 or 15. But
it's gonna be tight.
Knows?
I think he can maybe just save him over the line. I think everybody behind Martin can finish as well on these tires if they want to. Randro and Flavio, it would be very, very tight for them. Glenn, of course, has to pit still. Is the only one who hasn't been to the pits yet. And I assume, he's already in this lap. Almost confusing Flavio to come with him there. But yeah, last scheduled pit stop for the softs. Gonna be 6 nice laps for him. And he has a lot of ground to make back up to the top guys.
I don't think they'll come in again. I think as much as it's a good idea, I think for one of them to pit, I don't think they will, just for the amount of time you lose. And I'll be honest, they both know they're not gaining it back in about 5-6 laps. So I think Glenn's best hopes here is the bottom step of the podium, and Sean, who's on those 9-lap old mediums, or there for it to be a crash that brings out the safety car. But man, we've seen like a massive pile up and 2 cars. Oh my god, I've just almost seen 2 to go in the wall. But when we've seen 2 cars literally both not alive next to each other, which hasn't brought out the safety car. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Safety
I
car's
think
unreduced, so maybe that's that. But yeah, Genier here passed Nitro actually in P7.
Ooh.
Not an overtake I would have seen coming. Small wallbang in here as well, twice now. Oh, he has to care to not kill his car here, and Nitro's immediately back past. Well, up on top, I think, Flavio needs to close the gap. I think he gained 0.2 in this last lap on Randro. And then we might have an interesting conclusion to this race, but I think the real battle is going to be further down. Lenzalk not far away from Sean as well, so P3 may be still up for grabs. No corner cut penalty, of all things here. I'm kind of wondering that. It's quite easy to cut in Sector 1.
Mr. Jenner looking for the move again on Nitro. Obviously, he's got DRS, but yeah, he's going to look for it now, down through Sector 3. Surely he's got the ERS to get the move done. Nitro, is not going to deploy. He's not going to be worried about that yet as he lets him through. Obviously, Nitro will now get DRS to attack Mr. Genier again on the pit straight. So, be very interesting to see here going through to turn 1. Does Mr. Genier have the speed? I think he has the gap, maybe, unless Nitro's feeling optimistic and going for a send. Which I got excited, he wasn't. I got excited, then he wasn't. So
it does look like Genier has better pace here. Actually, I think usually in a battle between these two, most of the times Nitro would come out on top. But the Alfa Romeo looking good right here. I think has gained time before. On Nitro, and is apparently now sort of able to stay ahead.
Yeah, he will be doing. I think that's really the only close battle on track. But as long as we move,
it is going to be Glenn right now.
Glenn and Sean
has caught up quickly, actually, very quickly.
He should breeze past Sean though. There shouldn't really be any sort of contest here. I think if Sean was smart, I think he would just let him go. There's no real need for defending. He'll have to wear his tyres out as well to do that, especially they're 9 laps older and he's on a harder compound. So he just needs to think about getting the distance safely and I think bringing it home. But it looks like he has the straight line speed to keep him behind. So this might be one to watch going down, but maybe not as they're... oh no, they're going to go side by side.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Okay, now Glenn is backing out, rightfully so. I think he does have the better speed here. Oh yeah, he can just force his way around the outside. Move. Very nicely done there. No contact, super clean.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Monsieur Genier got overtaken again on the start-finish straight.
they'll just be swapping positions back and forth now. I think Nitro and Mr. Junior, they're not close enough to Tutor to make an impression for P6, but yet again, Deddy's 2.6 behind. I think they're more worried about losing positions to Deddy and Solar, who are just really going to bring it home in the points, to be honest. But yeah, as we hoped, Flavio and Randro would get closer. They haven't. It's just Randro extending the lead. But I think as we get to the latter stages, watch out for some potential spins as tyre wear becomes an issue for those drivers.
So, lap 15 out of 18. It's not much to go, honestly, here. And so far, yet again, everybody seems to be well distributed across the track. Randro gained back on Flavio, now having a nice 3 seconds gap. Sean, of course, losing against Glenn, and Martin is not gaining at a pace where he will still catch the car in front. I'm actually not quite sure if Tutor is gaining on Martin at this point. We would have to watch that gap a little bit. Daddy could be catching Monsieur Genier if he's continuing to lose.
Yeah, and that could be one to watch out for again in the latter stages. They are on the same tyres, so there's no real advantage. But I think Mr. Genier, after Nitro has dropped him, will be just looking to hold that P8. Obviously, Nitro, I don't know where he's found this new form pace, but he is closing the gap on Tutor now. So maybe he's enjoying the life on his tyres better than those around him. And yeah, one thing I've noticed as well, I don't think it's going to be enough, but Martin is closing the gap quite rapidly on Sean. I think it's about a second or two a lap, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near enough.
I mean, Sean is on mega old tires, of course, so it's not going to be better for him. I think Genier has either picked up some damage or has majorly messed up his tires as well, because he's losing out quite hard all of a sudden. Now 2.5 seconds behind Nitro, and Daddy is gaining and gaining. So yeah, maybe there's still some more battles to come. Solar not too far behind these two as well. If they lose too much time battling, he might have a say in all of this. And yeah, I like, okay, I mean, Martin gains a second per lap maybe, or even 2, but he's still 11 seconds down. It's not gonna happen. Tutor is losing to Martin as well, so he is actually not catching. Or he just made a grave mistake. Honestly, I think he must have made a mistake. Lost more than a second, I think, here in this last lap. Yeah, so maybe there's still gonna be Daddy versus Genier. Ooh, 3 seconds time penalty on.
That could bring it closer. So that means Martin has to catch 7 seconds, but again, it's
2.5 seconds per lap is what he needs.
Unless there's Sean making mistakes now, because that time cut penalty could be him losing the car, and this is where we see the main mistakes, literally right at the end of the shift.
Oh, he has no wing as well. He must have hit the wall somewhere. Well, not no wing, but he's missing an entire end plate, so... well, Martin should gain a bit more there, but yeah, his soft's probably not in the best state anymore. Let's tune back here to Daddy, who is sitting on 63% DRS, man. Use your energy. He's like, it's 2 more laps, and you need to get into DRS range. What you doing?
He's just chilling. He doesn't know what the buttons do. He's just chilling, driving the car around. But yeah, I think regardless of damage to Sean's car, he should have enough in the tank, 30% ERS, unless he makes another mistake through Sector 1, which I think for him now with damaged wing, depending on how damaged it is, I don't think it's that much, but it could affect him here. Let's see how he takes it. I think he's going to be very cautious, yeah, and very calm, which not a lot of drivers in this tier are, so you got to hand it to him, being cautious about going through there. But yeah, no, he gets through it pretty nicely, and he should have enough to keep Martin at bay.
Well. Lap 17, and I think Daddy and Solar are finally now catching Monsieur Genier here. We could have some fight here in the end. Martin, 4.5 seconds, 2 laps. Actually, he is sort of gaining, I think, his 2.5 seconds that he needed, or at least he did in the last lap.
Oh. Sorry.
What?
Eddie's almost lost it after sector 1, but luckily he's managed to keep it out the wall. But it's brought Solar right back into the second range. I have disrupted you.
I don't know. Solar is in DRS range though. And he will be at the detection point, and so is Daddy. This is huge. Both of them are gonna get the extra 3/10 or so on this straight, and then will also be in range for the detection point at the end of this one. And that means that the battle in this last lap for the last few points can commence.
It can. Well, they'll all get points regardless because they've made it the distance. But how much points they get, that's the next question. Obviously, Solar having the tyre advantage here. Can he use it to make himself...
Oh, Genier running deep
four?
there. This could be great for Daddy and even Solar. Yeah. They have so much more speed out of this one. Daddy already going side by side. Now all the energy he saved up is paying off. Last lap for him. Just needs to win the drag race down on the final straight. I think this is the first overtaking spot that either of the guys behind him should use. Oh. Yellow flag there as Nitro has spun out and is presumably standing on track here somewhere. Nope, off track. Into the barrier. And honestly, I think this gave Daddy the advantage. He just dared to fully ignore the yellow flags, but he will probably catch himself. Well, he will lose some positions. Oh, and there is the Genier running wide there and getting himself the corner cut penalty. Well, in the meantime, Randro already over the line. Flavio is going to come in second, very uncontested. And so is Glenn Selkin third. Sean... okay, I mean, he better not make any big mistake there in the final turn. Let's have a look at that. Ah, that looks alright. So he's not gonna lose 2 seconds in that last turn against Martin, who is not quite catching the car in front, unfortunately. Let's get back here to Solar and Genier around the outside. Still just trying to win on track here.
Solar has it regardless.
Yeah. And there's the rear end. Both of them lose a lot of speed. This could be Daddy's chance to go past here. He has the overtake activated. And can he make it?
Daddy.
Well, he's gonna go past Genier here, but he's not getting Solar in the end. It is gonna be an 8th position here for him. And oh boy, what a finish at least between these three. A lot of position changes. Sean here is getting the drive of the day. I guess he started like very far from the back, right? Because he DNF'd in quali. And still got P4, I think.
Just keeping his nose out of like any sort of danger. I think Martin down, everyone has affected in some sort of collision. And yeah, he brings it home. But good race from Randro and Flavio. Not the quickest on the best times list, but they kept it on track. And they pulled away, so they're your 1 and 2.
Oh, Nitro man, coming in with the raid here. I prefer not to speak. Apparently, just lost it all by himself in the last lap.
Oh no!
Not sure if it's like through tire blowout or something, or just a skill issue, honestly. But well, yeah, I think Randro definitely the most stable and continuously quickest today out here. Yeah. Flavio with a decent recovery, I guess. Into second, and then Sean, of course, coming from 16th, fights at the jump up in this race. Solar also very far down in the start, but stayed out of trouble for the most of it, and ended up in a nice P7 there in his battle against Daddy and Monsieur Genier in the last lap. Yeah, the three of them there, I think, will be quite happy to survive that. Nitro's actually having the fastest lap and will be getting the point because he did DNF in the penultimate lap. So yeah. A little bit of a wild one, can't lie.
Yeah, but expected nothing less. And well, we have another tier coming up, which I believe will be exactly the same. So stay tuned in. And it won't be me, though. It'll be Solar, who managed to come home, I think it was P7, pick up some nice points for Williams, along with Randro and the Constructors. So, enjoy, and well, the carnage has a break.
We will be back in 10 minutes or something with Solar then. Good luck to you in the race, and
Thank you.
we'll see you after the break. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions. Welcome everybody. Welcome to where we're gonna be, well, but slightly longer. And with me in the booth for this one is Solar again.
Slightly longer, and therefore slightly more chance of safety cars.
Oh god.
Not that, there was any shortage of that in the Challenger race, having experienced all of it firsthand. But, you'd expect, again, we've said this before, we'll say it every time, you expect the quality to be better in an elite race. Yeah. Doesn't mean anything. There's still a very good chance we're going to get multiple safety cars here again.
Well, I mean, yeah, stuff has happened in the past. But yeah, let's just hope that we get through this relatively nicely here. We have a whole bunch of Charlie drivers subbing in as well today. And that would be Phantominum is in here. Sean
Mikey
is driving again. Mikey, yeah.
So, one of them riding the high of what was a really, really good race, for Sean. Again, he was one of the ones that just kind of stayed out of trouble. And then Phantominum and Mikey trying to make amends for what was ultimately a poor one for them in the end.
Kuchuru going out on Intis.
Yep.
Questionable strategy. But yeah. For Sean, I think the main thing to keep in mind is to try to stay out of trouble in quali, as this was where he was having his messed up session, starting from very far.
Yes, yeah, he hit a tutor that had set a lap and then on the way out for his next. I think it was either on his in lap or his out lap, I can't remember, just lost it at turn 2, I think, or it might have been like turn 4 or something, turn 5. And blind corner, Sean came around, tried to slow down, and it simply wasn't enough.
Yeah. It is. It can get a little bit tight here in quali, especially as we are looking here as already 4 cars very bunched up. So welcome to the raiding persons. As we are, right in the or rather the second race for tonight. Well, I think if I've read it correctly, Rapid is having some sort of surgery. Oh, Yaneman is also on Intis? Wait, is this just a bug, or are these guys really qualifying on Intis for the first round?
I mean, take it from me. Not a bad idea starting from the back if you actually want to survive and get points.
I'm sure whoever was behind that pile up there didn't have a great time in turn 1. Let's phrase it like that.
No, I did have to replace my front wing after that.
Yeah,
so maybe P1 is definitely as my teammate Randro found out, P1 in quali, also the way to go. Yeah. Because it seemed like he had a really straightforward race, from what I could see.
Stay out of trouble, like, be ahead, and it's all good then. But yeah, so it seems like the first actual attempt of a fast lap is with Kingsman here, who we've had in the booth before, and now he is in the seat. And teaming up with his old nemesis there, with Phantominum, the two of them.
Oh, MP.
Yeah. I guess we can expect that to an extent. Is unlucky, but yeah, we've had DNFs and Shelly as well, right?
So. Yeah.
So, Kingsman just gotten past Fanta. Actually, I don't know if they're doing the tow. I don't even know if they're in VC together. I think they usually get along quite well.
I can actually check, 'cause I know where Kingsley is. They are in VC, along
Okay.
with Yeast.
Oh lord,
So that's
that's a
surprising. But
proper wild combo.
normally you'd see Jimsky, Emil, probably Seagull in there as well. Yaneman possibly also in that VC, but no signs of them for what I can see. So things getting a little bit sneaky as the season is going on.
Jimsky in P1 provisionally. I think interesting. It's gonna be Mr. Mouse here as well. I think he had a very solid performance last time round. Is setting another 126 here as well. Half a second down of Jimsky. What is Seagull doing? Seagull is just behind Jimsky as usual here. Two of them very close together.
Yeah, Seagull getting that fastest sector 3 at the very least.
Yeah, I'm keep saying last to first attempt. Surely intentional, right? Yeah. 100% didn't crash out and now has to start last regardless. Fanta, a little bit of a catch in the last corner there as he's lost his car a tiny bit. And now currently in P8. I think Seagull has said before, low 26s, potentially a high 25 is what we can expect here. Jimsky is already at it, loop 26.2. So slight improvements may still be possible, but this could well be where the pace is at, especially without Rapid, who is especially gapping in quali, I guess. Like, it's closer in race pace, but in quali he is just so strong.
Yes, yeah.
So, well, Yeast is going back into the pits. Hussein has not left, even. Marslian on a invalid lap, but presumable in-lap as well. I think we can only wait for guys on the out laps to start their next lap, because nobody else is currently on one.
Yeah, should be expecting it, yeah. At the very least, laps shortly from Sean, Mikey, and Emil's.
Sean is going to be the first one. He's just approaching the finish line, or rather starting line for this lap here. Well, we didn't see much of his qualifying pace in the previous race in Charged here, given he DNF'd in his first attempt. But he has a chance to redeem himself here, show us what he's got on one lap, and yeah, how well he can play with the big boys up in the lead.
Definitely seems to me like he does have like a decent amount of pace. From what I've seen, he's not. Purple sector 1. Allegedly.
That's gotta be a bug.
Surely not.
His line through like the last turns of the snaky bits was like not optimal enough to be faster than a Jimsky lap or something here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably like personal best, but yeah. Man, Fantas really has had it today. Oh lord.
Yes.
Another purple, I guess, but given that it's the first lap, not unlikely. It's still interesting to see where these Challenger drivers can end up, like in the midfield of Elite. Yeah, I think Yaneman and Switcheroo are the only ones who are on Inters. Lauda has joined, which is very pleasant. Will be the second Aston here.
Yeah, 129.
Yeah, so there's a good bit of the pace. Let's see, Emil's. I wouldn't even want to say has been surprising us with pace recently, because he has just grinded and is now quick, I guess. So I'm curious what he can cook up here. Yeah, but they got out of the way very nicely here.
Yeah. I was actually surprised, sort of. I don't think, aside from obviously the couple of collisions of people hitting other cars, didn't seem like there was any incidents of impeding. In Challenger at least.
I don't know, man. There's like 4 DNFs in Challenger because people were just reversing onto the track and such.
Well, yes, yeah.
Like
there was straight idiocy, but I wouldn't have said there was like, yeah. But I wouldn't have said there was like any just like impeding on.
Yeah, fair. If they did it, they did it right. So Emil's up into P5, roughly where I'd expect him as well. Very nicely done by him.
Mikey beginning a flying lap by the looks of things.
Yep. I will jump on board with Janeman, who has now gotten himself a soft tire set as well. And will presumably improve.
Chiru also on soft.
So they are actually gonna try and qualify.
So it's maybe a mental thing then, where if you do an inner run on the first. Oh, Mikey, I'm surprised that wasn't invalidation, but he caught a lot of that sausage curb. Coming out of what I think was turn 7 or turn 8. So that might have hurt his time. He's also on low fuel at the moment. Whether that affects his lap as it goes on, yet to be determined.
You can be on like 2 laps remaining and will flash the low fuel light. So it's probably ideal if you're on low fuel during your quali lap, really. Mikey is
I can't imagine this being a good lap, but I don't understand how that wasn't invalidation.
He is also on his second lap. He abandoned his third lap there, which is why he has that 2 minute. Janeman over the line right now, and he is in P4. Quite a gap between him and the top guys. Not so far away from Mr. Mouse though. Eagle approaching start finish straight. Maybe even gonna get a nice little tow by the cars in front. Too far away.
Mikey just bails as well. Not a particularly great one from him.
Eagle bails as well. Jimsky is down. Oh no, actually is he down? Oh yeah, he was down after his last one and is now getting around the track as fast as he can to get a comfortable setup for the last hot lap. JT is 1.5 tenths up, which would be enough to get Janeman.
Lauda looks like he's having a great time. Lauda lost it in Sector 1. He was doing lots of... it was a little bit of a Austin Powers readjustment.
Okay.
To get back facing the right way without losing a front wing. Or
JT lost it in the last turn as well, so he's immediately back into the pits. Let's see, Fanta maybe? Yeah, Fanta's on a hot lap, and the lap is indeed quite hot, but his first time is not that great yet neither, so improving is well possible. Even though he did improve by half a second, he didn't move up a position.
No, just kind of creates a bit more of a gap to Sean. Switcheroo, you would imagine. Switcheroo 1.6 seconds up from his inters time through the first sector. And they continue to improve.
Well, Hussein is finally on an out lap.
Tweaking the setup. Spent all this time trying to figure out the perfect one.
Oh, the Discord says he still is playing Minecraft.
Switcheroo loses it in Sector 2.
I think he's coming back to the pits right now anyways, though. Or he did just do 2 hot laps, I'm not sure. Lauda has just started his first hot lap attempt. Yeah, the Aston's very late on the time settings.
I imagine I'll have quite a big rush as this session goes on. We come into the final few minutes
Yeah, honestly, Lauda quite the glow up as well, pace-wise recently. Been more towards the midfield here, but this was maybe even a little bit too quick. Spins out, loses his hot lap attempt. Now it is gonna be very tight for him if he can even get another one in. 4 minutes. Actually, he can probably get into the pits and get back out. Throw the curse. Yeah, I do. I can't help it. Let's watch Hussein instead. I really hope he's getting a lap in, because I would like him at the front as another threat to Jimsky and Sega right now. And now that Rapid is not here especially.
Nitro, did you consider not hitting turn 4? Unlike the second to last lap.
Well. Yeah, he did apparently experience a sudden loss of talent there, and...
Well, I mean, at least he had it at some point.
I was
That
about
is a
to say,
positive.
and like,
Because
you're
some of
complaining.
us have just frauded our way to 12 championship points.
Yeah, I
and
was about
you know
to
what?
say, you benefited from that. It's all good. I mean, yeah, like, this was a wild finish, honestly, between the three of you back then, and of course, Nitro DNF gave you some extra points to play for.
Yes. That was very weird. I just watched the two McLarens come out inside of each other, and now they've taken their shape. But Fanta's rear wheels were, Fanta's front wheels were in Kingsman's rear wheels for a moment there, and that was quite the spectacle.
Yeah, Hussein, very decent lap there. Looked super smooth. It's probably gonna be his only one here. As I am now on board with Donny, who I expect to improve by a sizable margin as well. So already half a second up. However, this
Which
just
would
brings
put
him...
him only, about, depending on how he finishes, either above Marcel Jan or behind him.
Yeah, I'd expect him to go like P6 or 7 overall. So a little bit of an extra improvement still to be had on his previous lap. Let's see. Yeah, gained some more time, 7/10 now. This is exactly in currently 8th maybe. Getting a little bit of a tow by the Ferrari, who is not moving out of the way well. Would have definitely moved towards the outside there. He's gonna get another tow though by the Red Bull, which is great, but he bangs the wall on the outside. Gonna cost him a little bit at least. However, still a second.
Second gained in P6.
So close to
Goodness
Yanneman
me.
though. Like, could have been.
Sean looks next up to the line, but he's 8 seconds down, so it's not going to be the hot lap for him. He's going to have to pit. He's not got enough ERS, and he's on low fume mode as well. So that's aborted there.
A lot of slow cars going towards their final lap here. Lauda made it out in time as well. It's like within a train of 10 people who are
If
going
I had
set
to
their
guess,
last lap.
next one on an actual hot lap would be Emil's, who is
I
up on
think-
his previous time, but not
Oh,
by
he is
much.
already. Okay. Oh yeah, fair. Yeah. And then Kingsman and Fanta probably gonna come over the line.
Big
Lauda.
run up to this line. A lot of cars there. Some
Some of these may not make it. Nitro says. Maybe he's underestimating the time. I think that's 20 seconds. So
Neil's nearly 3/10 up, so that would put him back in front of JT, even possibly Donny, depending on how strong his final sector is.
ooh, collision with switcheroo there for Mr. Mouse. Not great.
Ooh, Emil's gets so close to the wall, he may have given it a wee kiss on the way past. Up to the line, 4/10 improvement at P5.
So
for
close.
Emil's,
4 thousandths behind Mr. Mouse there for him.
but a lot of cars about to start doing flying laps here,
Yeah.
you would imagine.
Time has now run out. I am on board with Siva right now. He needs just the tiniest improvement to get past Jimsky. Currently 1.5 tenths up. This could be looking good for him. Not quite sure how far the Ferrari driver is ahead of his time or if he even improves.
Lauda's going to be next to the line to complete a flying lap. Couldn't possibly tell you what his split is in terms of his previous lap. It didn't show me as he came through sector 2. Oh, catches a little snap. It's going to come up to the line regardless.
Seagull is on rails right now. He's 2.5 tenths up. If Jimsky does not whip out a major improvement and Seagull keeps it through the last turn, this is going to be a huge time for Seagull coming out. Oh, 25.9. This is going to be really close. Seagull lost it a little bit in the last turn, and yeah, that may have been the
it's an improvement.
time.
It's not enough. Yeah, if he hadn't had a little touch of the wall. Switcheroo does improve, but it only gets him P13, so still not a great quality session from him. He obviously did start on the inters. Mr. Mouse up the line and 7 seconds down, so that will wrap us up for qualifying. Just waiting for, I think, Emil's to either time out or get back round to the line. But Jimsky on pole, with Seagull next to him on the front row.
Yep.
Sane and Marcel Jan right behind them. Two other drivers that we know, of course, have pace. Mr. Mouse and Emils, Janneman and Donny, JT and Lauda making up the top 10. Yeast, Kingsman, Switcheroo, Fanta, Sean, Mikey and MQ at the back, who failed to set himself a time because he found himself a wall.
Yeah, Mr. Mouse, of course, receiving that 5th place grid penalty here. It's going to be starting from 10th instead. Might be a blessing in disguise, we would not know yet. Interesting to see that this time around the Challenger tier drivers actually situated a little bit towards the lower end here. As we've had people from Chally driving casual P4s in the race. I mean, it might still happen, but here only MQ, who didn't set a time, is behind them right now. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one up on top there. I think the usual suspects are there, plus the new suspects that we might need to add to the usual list here. Got a couple of new very good pace, so yeah. Nitro saying it's a tough track, so harder for Challenger tier drivers, which is true, honestly. It's kind of baffling to look on an onboard of like a Seagull lap or something, and he like barely slides and is just on rails through the entire circuit, hitting every apex and stuff. It's crazy hard to imagine for me as well.
Genuinely, I think a beauty to watch at times, but as we saw, it's all going to be about the strategy. It's all going to be timing. Your pit stops in relation to what you'd imagine is an impending safety car. I think a lot of us set up with a safety car in mind, but a few people, including myself, pick up damage on the first lap and throws it out the window a little bit. Did say Donny had left the session, so I do wonder if he's currently on AI. Yeah, well, formation lap to come, so that should at least keep him out of trouble.
Okay, yeah, just hoping to get him back in time. Have a look at the tires here. It is a lot of everything, honestly. It must have almost been perfectly balanced.
As all things should be.
Yeah, with the strategies, so I expect a huge variety here overall. Let's see. Donny is not online for me yet. Oh, no, I'm just blind.
Yes, yeah.
Invited him, so let's hope. Going back in. Yeah, P7 for him, not the worst starting position. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird mix
he's in.
up in front there. Like a lot of medium hard runners, of course. Janeman has been often going for the softs at the start, trying to make up ground. But yeah, we're gonna see how well that works. His teammate 2 positions up on him. Marcellian actually amazing qualifying time. I must have missed somehow. In P4 there.
Yeah.
And yeah. Looking good for the AlphaTauris though.
But it's sort of turn 1 and then turn 3 that it gets really, really messy. And if you sort of make that next mistake at, I believe, turn 7, turn 8, and you end up with that sausage curve, can run you wide. And it'll be the re-entries there that we've got to watch for, as well, as they could cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Ferrari and Alfa Romeo, I think it was, crash that hard.
Yes,
Because they just ran wide, wanted to re-enter the track. There was no room though.
Correct, yeah.
And, well, looking at Haas Park here. And, boy, everybody got proper parking job done. Crazy. Lights are going on. They'll be out, and we'll be going with a delay as usual. As here we are. Zimski should have the advantage there on his medium tires against the hard runners behind him. Goes far around the outside there. Keeps it on the inside for the second turn. There's contact behind. And Donny retired immediately.
Donny's out.
Yeah, did not really
just hit that wall on the near side, squeezed into it. I couldn't really tell. I had decided to take on MQ's view, and he is missing an M plate, so it's going to be an immediate pit for him, I would imagine. No signs of a safety car.
There was contact between Switcheroo and East again, the two getting quite familiar with each other at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it was really worth it for Donny to get back in here, I guess, as this was a short stint.
Yeah, squeezed into turn 1, his race over. Unfortunately for him, as we said, started P7. Couldn't see who it was that he made contact with. But
yeah, he has apologized, so it may have been him sending one a little bit too deep. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, did not see at all what was going on there. What I am seeing here is that Marcellian is about to attack Hussein, as he should be on his superior tires here. He should be going past as fast as he can. Janeman just behind will put some pressure on Emils shortly, for sure as well. But yeah, for now, without DRS, no moves just yet. Let's see further behind. Switcheroo is approaching Lauda. A better exit here, but not able to go side by side, and I don't think you want to. Of course, heavy cars in the start of the race, like fully fueled up, makes it harder to maneuver them properly side by side as well. Oh, Janeman must have run deep or got pushed off by JT there. Lost a lot of time and of course the position.
MQ has pit, come out onto mediums.
Yeah, I think
just make up the gap. But speaking of gaps, Jimsky has managed to create a DRS gap. So is Seagull. So we're going to get a good running of things. Hussein's going to have Marcellian to contend with when the DRS does become enabled. And Emils has actually done well to stick to the back of the two of them. In fact, Marcellian's just going to do it through that final sector. No DRS needed. Hussein looking to fight back on those hard tires. Emils sticking close as well. It'll be a long while before they do feel the effects of the DRS. It's in sector 2 before they'll get a pop at it on this third lap. That middle pack very, very tight.
Yeah, Yeah, very cleanly done there. Emils was thinking about moving to the outside there briefly, but decided against it, and rightfully so. Oh, Jannemann has lost another position here to Mr. Mouse. Oh, there's slight contact there between the two of them. As they go through the first sector, but Mr. Mouse now set free, I guess. As we approach, well, the last turn really before the first actual DRS straight of the curves. Don't think there's gonna be much moves there in this road chicane.
Oh, we've
Sean
lost
did
Sean.
it. Safety car's coming out.
Yeah, might get a better look. No, I won't see where he was or what happened to him.
Don't think there was a round. Looked like he just on the curb. But yeah, the safety car coming out is opening up some interesting strategy choices, especially for the soft starters. Not entirely sure, well, I'm pretty sure you can't finish the race from here on out. You go to the hards now, right?
You would struggle to, I would certainly say that. I think the mediums felt really, really nice, but Jimsky is coming in anyway. We'll see what he does. I can't imagine Jimsky will go on to softs here. Seagull pitting. A lot of responses here as Hussein stays out on the hards. JT stays out in the mediums. Mr. Mouse on the softs. Jannemann on the softs. Lauda stays out, so does Switcheroo, Kingsman and Fanta. And just about everyone else into the pits. Jimsky onto hards. Seagull onto mediums. Marcel Jan on hards. Emil on hards. Mikey on hards, Yeast on mediums, and MQ to catch up on his 1 lap old mediums.
Yeah, Marcelian grabbing himself the 5 sec here. Really fortunate for him. As fed into the pits. And well, Hussein still going. JT, Mr. Mouse, and Jannemann now. The leading squad, I guess. Yeah, I think especially the soft runners, they're hoping for another safety car. Not too sure what the strategy is going to be for everybody else, if they're just like actually try to pull through on the hards, or
Might
if
then
Seagull...
shift onto the mediums, I would possibly think.
I think they would just like... Seagull is going to have to go for another stop onto another set of mediums, most likely, I'd guess, from here on out. And I think Jimsky can just pit with him there. There's no real reason to stay out and like overextend on the hards.
No, yeah, I think you're absolutely right on that.
Mediums will blow up. Yeah, hards are maybe... Okay, no, fair. I mean... Yeah, I guess. Jimsky has done very long stints before. I can remember especially one race where he and Rapid drove the entire race on one set of inters. Made it work somehow, whereas everybody else was going for the pit stop. Yeah, but no, it's okay. It happens. Crashing. So yeah. Unfortunate, of course, that we got the safety car now, but it also mixes up like strategy and stuff, makes it a little bit interesting. And well, we will have one more lap of it, but everybody is bunched up again, so I assume on the back straight it's gonna come back in, and we're gonna continue with the racing. But it's gonna be very interesting. I think Jimsky and Seagull were for sure faster, even on the worst compounds. I'm not entirely sure if Hussein and JT can fend off Mr. Mouse and Jannemann though on the soft tires. So yeah, I am personally expecting some overtakes in the upcoming laps. And yeah, of course for the soft runners it would be great if there is some carnage on the restart as well for another safety car.
I can't imagine we'll go another 20 laps without any more DNFs.
Someone just looked like he hit the... Not sure if that was Emils or Seagull. It was one of the Red Bulls. Let's see if there's like end plates missing. I don't think there
Camera
is.
also changing quite.
Might have been lag. so,
Seagulls is fine.
yeah. Kills us
Yeah,
as well.
they've both still got their end plates by the looks of things. I just need to have another look at meals. Yeah, all good for both of them. Shouldn't be too much longer. I'd imagine safety car will be in this lap.
Would
Be Hussein
surprised if it
to
isn't.
set the launch, which was, I think, for the one actual safety car that we did have in Challenger, we had, I think, 2 VSCs and a safety. For the one actual safety car that we did have, the release was very, very late.
Oh yeah. Like
Practically on the, it was practically on
Brandro,
the
was it? I
start
think.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
think
literally
so.
just accelerated on the starting line. It's like probably the latest possible point where you can restart. Very interesting
This
to
is
see.
very bunched up.
So Hussein
is,
heavy on the
first.
brakes and on
Yeah.
the gas pedal, warming up his tires and of course his brake, I guess, quite a lot. Let's see when he decides to go. Not taking a lot of speed through that turn.
He does go now. Yeah, now he's off. And looks like JT pretty quick to respond to it, but Mr. Mouse even quicker. Lauda right on Janneman.
Yeah.
Not going to get the pass done, though. It looks pretty clean. Someone's gone wide. It's Marcel Jan.
And there's a yellow flag there. Fanta has lost some positions.
They're both fine, but ended up running wide. I don't know if they were forced off. I couldn't quite tell. But generally pretty clean through there. Unfortunately, Marcel Jan is ended up losing out so much. So he's just had to pit. And MQ somewhat back in contention now, because he's got 2 drivers behind him.
Drew made it through Kingsman here. Very opportunistic pass there, I think. Not really in a usual overtaking spot. Behind him, Kingsman is
still
just
going
like,
at it, and Jimsky and Siegler right on the
Yep.
tail, and there's 4 cars going into what is about to be a very tight left-hander.
Jimsky is just through
Oh,
here.
it's all very clean.
Yep.
All very clean. Switcheroo losing out 2 places though to Kingsman and Jimsky.
And Jimsky
He
looking
might
around
lose
the
out
outside
Siegel
of...
here as well.
Yeah, and that could be huge for Jimsky if Seagull struggles to get through here. Trying to go around the outside of Switcheroo. Looks like he makes it stick.
Very
That's-
nice
yeah, he's-
racing though.
Yeah,
Kept
got-
it fair.
And yeah, Seagull just gets more speed out of the last turn, and now only Kingsman between him and his biggest rival right now.
Question is, how long is it going to take him to clear Kingsman? Doesn't look like it's going to take him too long at all. He might even try it down the inside here.
Oh
Onside
my
the
god,
wall.
and it's
That was
happened
all
again.
Siegel, I think. I think he clipped the wall with his back right. Oh my goodness.
That was a tight re-entry there against Fanta. And Seagull all the way down there. He's
Fanta.
he's got to hope
Imagine
for
having
another
a heart
safety car.
attack there,
Yeah.
but to be fair, Siegel was off track and
Yeah,
did
yeah.
do it within the limits.
I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know
a
that
bit
there was any
greedy.
contact with Kingsman there. I think he just got a little bit too tight to that wall, and the back left wheel just caught it, sent him spinning, and now
Yeah, that is
Jimsky
just...
finds himself in a good spot, doesn't he?
It's exactly where the crash and DNF happened in Challenger as
Yes, I believe so, between the Alfa Romeo and the
Yes.
Ferrari. But Jimsky...
Oh my god.
Oh, he's collided with the wall.
Yeah.
He keeps going, but...
well. I don't think he has
Snakes all over
visible
the place.
damage. He's probably
I don't
having
think
like
so
a light
either.
green front wing end plate.
Yeah,
Janneman seems
bit of a shunt,
mega
but-
slow here
Very
in
good.
front. He's been like outpaced by Laude on hards. I'm not sure
Mhm.
if the softs are already giving up. Jimsky making his way through here. Actually, Laude looks just hella fast here on his hards, pushing against Mr. Mouse.
Switcheroo into the pit.
Oh yeah, that
Mediums.
probably incident
For hards
as
by
well.
the things.
Yeah. Oh no, he's just retired.
Oh, he's retired. Oh.
So what happened there?
Strange turn of events, that.
So, Hussein having a little bit of a lead now. Apparently not really able to threaten the others that much anymore. It seems like Lauda and Jimsky are the ones setting the pace here. I'm sure that Slowcar there is just Switcheroo's
Yeah,
car driving
Switcheroo,
out
yeah,
the
would
pits
be.
and retiring. Yeah. Probably gonna despawn before we get a safety car or anything.
I would hope so. But Jimsky, you have to say, is in a commanding position from in regards to at least all the drivers who pit under the safety car. He's found himself amongst those that didn't.
Yeah.
Does have the DRS, and he's using his ERS to try get round down the inside of Lauda into that final corner, makes it nice and clean.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, Lauda
was
there
that
lost it a
he
little
just-
bit.
yeah.
I'm not sure if there was contact. If so, I don't think it was Jimsky's fault as he was running around the
would
outside.
Not have been. But he does well, Lauda, to catch that in the end and not end up, nose first into the wall there.
Yeah.
Jimsky is looking at clear Mr. Mouse as well. He's not hanging about at all. He wants to take advantage of the gap he has because Marcel Jan is, the next to the ones that had pit under the safety car, and there's 3 cars between them. He's trying. It looks like he might actually get away from Janneman here as well. It's right on the cusp of that DRS. Tries to go down the inside of Mr. Mouse. Has a little look, but keeps his nose out of it.
Yeah, rightfully
Very
so. I
close.
think that would have been a bit too greedy. Marseillan now against Kingsman. That's not getting through here yet. Yeast looking to pounce on the opportunity behind that, and the Meals is lurking as well.
Yes, none for. Oh no, Kingsman does get it, but Marcel Jan clean back through. 4 of them so close together.
Yes.
DRS zone right after the other.
And Jimsky trying to engage in a battle between JT and Mr. Mouse, and I think he's cleared Mr. Mouse easily and will do the same to JT. It does really look like pace-wise, Jimsky and Seagull are on a different level here. I mean, Seagull of course has to work his way back up, but he's already not too far gone anymore.
Yeah, he's cleared MQ and Mikey and Fanta.
Oh, Emils has made it past Kingsman, who are only 2 seconds out of Seagull.
He's got to close up on Hussein here
Bro,
before the
what?
next DRS as well.
Oh, that's
The
crazy.
pace he's finding on those hard tires is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's closed this gap so quick. I'm like half convinced that Hussein must have made a mistake. Didn't he have like 2-ish seconds?
Look at the gap he's made to JT already as well. I think it's just raw pace here from Jimsky at the moment.
That is a banging performance for the Ferrari driver here. Looking for the DRS here already. Likely going to be a move at latest on the start for this straight, right?
Pit window. But Hussein, you have to remember, has about 63% of his ERS left. Jimsky just has 16.
Yeah, I mean,
It's gonna be a
Jimsky with a
long race
potential
for him.
pit stop advantage though, right? Like, he doesn't
course,
have to
yeah.
pit again. He has all the options. And he is already in contention to take back the race lead on track.
Yeah, absolutely. So he may well not need the ERS he has, but he's got DRS here on Hussein. It's going to look to go down the inside. It's going to be close. He will get ahead before the first corner. Mr. Mouse ahead of JT just off the back of that DRS as well. Marcel Jan, Janneman, Emils, Lauda, Yeast, Kingsman and Seagull all right behind each other coming through this first sector. If anyone makes a mistake and ends up in the middle of the track, we could have another massive pile-up as Lauda gets so close to the back of Emil there. No contact made, but my heart was in my mouth. I'm not entirely sure how he kept his cool through there.
Well, halfway through the race, and like, Seagull looks like he's far away from P1, but he is actually only 7 seconds behind. The top 10 are within 7 seconds of each other. Kinda crazy here to see how close this race actually is so far. And even though Seagull, of course, right in the middle of the pack, it's not done and dusted for him yet. He's gonna be able to work his way through there at some point for sure. He just has to hope that Hussein engages in some battling with Jimsky and slows him down enough so that he can get to the top, because right now Jimsky and Hussein driving away from Mr. Mouse by a sizable amount now.
Marcel Jan's got to do some going, because as it stands, he'll drop to P12.
Oh, and
With his
there is
5
contact.
second
Emil spun around by some car. I'm not entirely sure who caused it. Yeast is going into pits, and so
he's
is
got a damaged
Kingsman.
end plate.
Yeah. I mean, Janneman, Janneman, Mr. Mouse going
Mr.
to the
Mouse.
pits as a planned scheduled
They're
pit
on,
stop.
they're 11 laps soft, so that's unsurprising. I don't know if Lauda came out of that unscathed, did he?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he did.
his end plate seemed fine. Seagull up to P6 off the back of that, though.
Yeah, it helped Seagull big time for sure. As soon as he gets past Lauda, it's just him and bringing the pace to close the
Niels
gap to
doesn't have
Marcelin.
any visible damage. And MQ now finds himself in P8.
Yeah, he's driving a quiet and controlled race there, MQ, after his first pit stop. Yeah, he's now on 10-lap-old mediums. And will have to pit again, but I think he can just go for another set of mediums if he so wants. Oh, there is a spin. That is this Marcian? Janneman. Oh,
Janneman,
sad.
and there is damage because it's on the track. He's lost his end plate.
Yikes.
After he's just come out the pit as well.
Yep.
He's just pit for those medium tires off the softs. And
Oh.
immediately hits a wall.
JT versus Marcian. Going past into P3 again. I think Marcian has
Seagull's
briefly
past Lauda.
overtaken him. Oh, yeah, okay.
Seagull's coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Lauda
really is.
nearly loses out the last corner again.
Oh, that
A
was
lot of drivers.
such a close pit stop by JT there.
Jesus, Seagull's got 1% ERS. He's burned through it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's pushing.
It really is.
It's kind of crazy that Lauda can compete with this. Has hit the wall there. I'm not sure if there was contact. But yeah. Eagle, of course, yeah, on top of the pace right now. But Lauda's looking decent in his Aston Martin as well. Will be overtaken by Emils for now, at least. Emils has the inside line, can just position his cars in a way that Lauda can't really fight back. The Red Bulls both have gone through into P4 and 5.
Gaps starting to form at the front as well. Jimsky might have finally lost Hussein here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no DRS from, in this instance at least.
He's
Hussein's 60% ERS is down to just 16, so he's been using quite a lot to keep pace. Looks like the hards are slightly dropping off, but he does get DRS through here and still yet to pit.
Yeah. Curious to see where Seagull's pace is going. He has lost a little bit on Marcian, but maybe that is just because the gap before was to Mr. Mouse, of course, who was behind Marcian until that point, and may have been like a second smaller than to the top group there. But yeah, Seagull really hoping for the safety car here. He needs to pit again. But at this point, I think Jimsky, Hussein, Marcian, they would all come in again as well. And it was just kind of reset the playing field if there was another safety car.
Lauda with what seemed like a very slow pit stop there. He was on 13 lap old hards, same as Fanta and Hussein. But he came out a lot further back than I was expecting him to. And on those medium tyres now, he may well be looking at... Yeah, I can't see why those wouldn't go at the end of the race.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he needed... I'm not sure if he needed to pit regardless, but like the normal strategy, medium hard would be pitting around this time anyways.
Absolutely.
So,
Hussein, you'd imagine would pit for mediums relatively soon. Jimsky is actually going to be the first one in. A little bit of an undercut here on Hussein. Jimsky, you'd imagine would go to mediums.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see his crew bringing out the mediums.
I think Seagull should come in now as well. Yeah, he is actually coming in too for another set of mediums. Just to keep on the strat with Jimsky.
Not a bad idea. Surprised Hussein's going this long. You would maybe wonder if he's going to try and extend to the point that you can go into the softs instead. But
Yeah,
at this moment, it's literally just try to build a gap. Try and negate the undercut. Just send it. Really.
I mean, undercut is incredibly strong in this game. Get your tires up to heat relatively well and can gain a lot of time there. I wonder if he is driving so that well, he's hoping on a safety car maybe. Like that could help him big time now, and that's pretty much his only out, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
As you said,
First time this race as well. No one in DRS range.
Yeah, it has stretched out a little bit. But yeah, as you said, I think he can still just extend and go for softs. This is an option for him as well. Wonder if he's gonna do so. Nope, he's coming in right now as well. Going for the mediums too. Probably the best way to stay competitive with Jimsky here. He's gonna lose like 2-3 seconds. But at least he is on the same / slightly better compound then.
Mediums for Emils as well.
I wonder if Marcelion is just trying to get to the end.
Mediums for MQ.
Because he would have had the opportunity to go for mediums already. And I don't think it makes sense.
Someone in Sector 2 has had a bit of an issue. It's the other Alpha. It's Yanman again.
Crashgate coming in.
Yeah, just having...
Now the perfect safety car timing for Marcelion.
Fun to me. It's going a long time on these hards as well.
So, a spinning Kingsman, who has not spun much today, I think. Well, what? No, was he involved in one of the crashes? He's missing an end plate, so must have done something.
That must have been off his own. See?
MQ probably gonna be attacking him on the DRS straight here already. Yeah, Kingsman going wide.
Yeah, he's struggling without that end plate anyway. Because in Jeddah, you don't really, in most corners anyway, get the luxury of running wide.
Yeah, that's true.
Very few that you'll come out of it even remotely unscathed.
MQ makes it past Kingsman. Seagull fastest lap. Well needed, I guess. He still has a big gap to cover to Jimsky. It's about 10 seconds, I'd say. And Fanta in the pits right now. Ooh, MQ getting track limit warnings and the penalty. Let's see, Hussein is closing in on Mr. Mouse as well, has the tire advantage big time. Mr. Mouse, I think the only remaining runner who opted for soft medium one stop. So yeah, I'd expect Hussein to get past, well, either on the start-finish straight or already in the second DRS zone. Let's see. Super close already, and probably has enough overspeed as well. Goes up the inside. Mr. Mouse leaves the door open, I think probably even just wanting him to go past there to get the DRS, get the slipstream, to follow him to Jimsky maybe. He knows that he, on his older tires, can't quite match the pace of the top guys otherwise. Let's see further back here, East versus MQ. Oh my. A little bit of a slide. Kingsman is... Oh my god!
Oh, Lauda's hit the wall and Kingsman has hit him. If Kingsman's win wasn't broken already, it will be now. Oh my goodness me.
That
All
was
the rest of them done it quite
some
well.
dodge, I think, of Mikey.
Oh, that's a reset track.
SMH my head. Lauda, I think this is the classic. I've seen this incident, I think, in every single race we've had here, in either Elite or Chally, where you like go exit last turn side by side, and the car on the inside is ahead and doesn't quite respect that there is still the other car on the outside, and then you just lock wheels and get mashed into the wall. Yellow flags briefly for... Must have been Hussein? No, it was Lauda again. Fanta made it past Mikey.
Janman's in the pit again.
Yeah, it's probably
On the soft tires.
Yeah, going for fastest lap or something here. Well, Marcian is staying alive in P1. I think, well, it's unlikely that he'll get his penalty removed unless he got rear-ended into the pits and thus spat in the pits.
Yeah.
But he might at least get the on-track win here if he can keep up the pace. I think he's losing about a second per lap, which would
Yeah, well,
have him...
he's down 3 seconds since I last looked at Jimsky, so...
Yeah. Actually, like, looking at the time right now, I think Jimsky's gaining way quicker than just a second per lap.
Oh, quite significantly, yeah.
But it's probably dependent on the sector as well, and he's likely losing the most in Sector 1, because there's the most relevant grip level-wise. Yeah, he's losing less over here on the full or speedier parts of the track. Seagull has caught up to JT. Probably gonna be the next overtake. Enjoy some onboard for once.
Very close to the back. You would expect him to get this move done here. He does have to pull back ever so slightly, but better tyres, softer compounds, and the DRS into that final corner makes it look easy. Next one down the road for him is going to be Mr. Mouse.
Yeah, I think JT may have even slowed down a little bit to just get the DRS here and potentially go for the counter, but he's missing the speed. Better traction of Seagull gave him enough of an advantage, and it's only 2 seconds, as you said. Further back, I think Fanta is just flying past Kingsman. Was 4 seconds behind, I think 1.5 or like 2 laps ago, and is already past. Of course, big tire advantage and front wing advantage on Fanta. Now I think Kingsman's gonna try to stay in the DRS, get pulled towards the front a little bit, but he's likely gonna lose it in this first sector already. The downforce and the grip of Fanta should just be too good to follow up.
Seagull has lost JT and has found Mr. Mouse. It didn't take him long. He was 2.2 seconds down when he passed JT to Mr. Mouse. And Jimsky has managed to close the gap on Marcel Jan at 4.6, so that would be enough. Kingsman having a little bit of an issue. Oh no, sorry, it's Mikey that's gone off. Just Sector 2. That high speed section. Sector 1 just loses out that final little corner down there. But Jimsky has put himself in that 5-second window at Marcel Jan and has proceeded to lap Janneman in process, which means Marcel Jan did a little bit ago, and Hussein will be next to do so. Seagull and Mr. Mouse are battling though. I see you're
That
displaying.
was
That
a
was,
clean overtake for Seagull here. Can't really say anything against that. Yeah, Janeman just behind Jimsky now, I think, being a lap down. Oh yeah, and Marcian is losing some time right now. It's really more towards the 2 seconds per lap, rather than just 1 second per lap.
Still set to finish P3 as it stands, but I can't imagine Seagull will take too much longer to close that necessary gap.
I think so too. I think he's gonna end up behind Seagull for sure. Not
As it
sure
stands,
if
he is
behind
technically
he's,
still he's technically P2, not for much longer as Jimsky closing in. Hussein not too much further up the road.
Yellow flag again. That's
It's
louder. This
louder.
time.
Yeah. He's just he's had to park up and wait for Mikey to come past. He might have damaged his rear wing as he tries to turn, and the front wing again. Yep, Lauda is having a time of it getting turned. That'll be the rear wing again if it wasn't already broken. He's done a 5-point turn there and bashed the wall 3 times following the initial incident.
Janeman got past Jimsky here, but I think honestly this is just gonna help Jimsky.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a
Pulling
toll,
him
realistically.
closer to Marcelian.
And Jimsky and Hussein now close enough that Marcel Jan is set to finish 3rd if Seagull cannot close up. And Seagull would have to go some to actually do so. So Marcel Jan's still looking good for a podium at the very least. As,
I don't think so. Like, Seagull is not gaining time on Hussein maybe, but Hussein and Jimsky are gaining big time on Marcelian.
Oh, absolutely.
And
But Marcel Jan's still set for P3 as a result of that.
yeah, but like as soon as Jimsky and Seagull, Jimsky and Hussein are getting past Marcelian, Seagull is gonna gain time on Marcelian. Because right now, well,
successfully
the gap
unlapped
stays.
himself.
Yeah, I think that's good for Marcelian though. He's gonna stay in the DRS here, getting the toe. Gonna be unlapping himself again here, even though Janeman almost took him out there. And Jimsky is just here then. Janeman going into the pits, Lauda
Lauda's
retiring.
DNF.
Yeah, in the pits.
Yeah.
Fair game.
Janeman may do the same. Yep, has indeed. 2 of them.
And well. Jump on board for the move for the race here. Of course, net P1 already there for Jimsky, but still a bit more to gain for him here on track
Like to
victory.
get it done on track, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I mean, big strategy, I guess, by Marcelian there, making the bold call to go all the way on the hards. Gonna end him up in a very good position regardless.
Seagull finally officially clear of Mr. Mouse. It's about 2.5 now, so no DRS for him. But unless Seagull can really pull out a very quick final 3 laps, it is going to be P4 for him after his contact with the wall in a battle with Kingsman. Sent him tumbling down the pack. It's a really strong recovery drive from him, but it looks like it's just going to be too much. Jimsky does get the pass on Marcel Jan through the DRS. Hussein just a little bit down the road, but he knows he'll net P2. He just keeps within 5 seconds of Marcel Jan. Can't see him catching Jimsky anytime soon.
I'm not sure if like you can see the tire deck so well, but like I don't know, if you compare Jimsky's tires here to Marcelian's tires, Marcelian's tires just look like they're wobbling on high speeds. This might just be like an optical illusion or something, but like they are looking so dead. But yeah, net P3 for now. He's got 2 more laps to survive. Seagull
doesn't seem to be gaining. I'll be perfectly honest. I think
yeah. I mean, he's gaining on Marcelian, but he's not
pace.
gaining on Hussein. Hussein is also gaining on Marcelian, so the question is just Yeah, can he stay ahead? It's only 9 seconds at this point, so 2 seconds per lap should be sort of doable for Seagull here on his better tires. Kingsman speeding in the pits for good measure.
Good, yep.
Probably gonna try to get that fastest lap point. Well, he's not gonna get it. But yeah. Gonna try to get the fastest lap regardless. Maybe there's a DNF. Who knows?
Janneman did get it.
Oh, yeah, true.
128.6 as well, so it's gonna have to go some from Kingsman.
Yeah, Kingsman a little bit more than 8 seconds now away from Seagull. 3 seconds to gain in the last lap for Seagull. But Marcian is honestly doing decent pace still. It's a 32 low and Seagull with a 30 high. So 1.5 seconds sort of. And, well, it's a little bit too close now between Marcian and Hussein. But Hussein just got himself a corner cutting penalty. If Marcian can somehow find a second on Hussein here, he could even keep P2, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And yeah, he's losing big time now to Seagull. Seagull is now only 6.5 seconds away. 1.5 seconds between him and Marcelian, and between Seagull and P3 here. It's down to 6 seconds flat.
Oh my, this is going to be quite a final lap. Marcelian hanging on for dear life at the moment. Oh, it's down to 5.7.
Yeah, Hussein.
Now we're going to
probably
get a true
helping
scale of
Marcelian
how
here.
close Seagull is here.
Let's see, Marcelian is going to get DRS on the final straight here. Which might help him just stay that tiny bit ahead.
Yeah.
Overtake pressed to the fullest.
Oh,
Let's see,
5.4,
yeah.
it's just enough.
Yeah, big
It's
drive
awesome.
by Marcelian here to get onto the podium with his old tires, his time penalty. And, well, yeah, what a finish here in the end.
Strong drives from the top four, and arguably MQ as well, who, after DNFing in quali without putting down a lap, making contact on the first lap, on the first corner, and having to replace his wing, gets back into points with P8, so big shout outs to MQ as well for that one.
So let's see Kingsman real quick here. He is. Oh no, he's not even on the fastest lap, is he? Oh no, he is. He is.
2
Okay.
seconds quicker.
I thought
No,
he
he's
pitted a lap too
perfect,
late,
yeah.
but it's actually a fastest lap attempt here that is gonna be valid. Like 1 minute 0.7 is I think like 0.7 behind a decent quali lap after
Yeah.
sector 2. So let's see what he can cook up here. I think he needs to beat a 128 something, and he did beat a 128 something. Yeah, 11th for Kingsman. It is not going to be points for him in the end, but at least he's getting the fastest lap. And well, I think like Jimsky pretty much undisputed winner here. He drove a great race, a good strategy called, and even though he pitted an extra time under safety car here, he was just on a different pace today, and rightfully so, grabbed himself that win. Hussein, yeah, I don't know. Hussein just always drives solid races here, comes out in P2 in the end. And Marcian, of course, like, bold call for the hearts, and well enough to survive until the very last lap here. Seagull, of course, I'm not sure if it was his mistakes or whoever he was trying to overtake, but decent recovery drive as well there, ending up in 4th, almost in P3. And Kingsman did in fact not get fastest lap. Janneman still 10th quicker.
Ouch.
Well. That has been a nice little race here. Honestly, we've had like great racing for a while. We had the top 10 within 5 or 6 seconds for half of the race, pretty much, and then in the end, thrilling finish as well. So can't really complain there. Of course, a couple of
two exciting finishes, I think, in the races there in the end. So happy days in that regard. But Jimsky comes out the winner, and what was a very clean race with a great strategy and some great recovery drives we saw in there, as well as there was not nearly as many crashes, I think, as Challenger, but at the very least a decent amount of DNFs and drivers just retiring because they weren't going to get anything from it.
Yeah. So next week, what is even gonna be next week? It's Belgium. Oh man. Oh no, it's Spain. I looked wrong. Both very spicy. Looking forward for Catalonia. Yeah, the Herb is currently without internet. We don't know for how long. So it's either gonna be him or, well, the two lovely casters we had today with me. Well, regardless of who's gonna bring you the action. Have a nice week till then, and see you then. And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Through the final chicane, and the AlphaTauri hits the wall of champions.